guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host, Bastion. This was originally going to be a react video to E3, and the very frustrating thing is, after I recorded the video, I went ahead and I was going to edit it down just to the parts that I was interested in, or whatever, had interesting things to say about. I mean, interesting, that's egotistical to assume I have anything interesting to say, but in any case, the point is, I had tried to move the file from my phone on which I had filmed it onto my computer, and it became corrupted or something. I noticed as it was trying to move that it was claiming it was only like 12 point something megabytes, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't seem right. It should probably be close to a gig or something like that, so that seems weird, but whatever. I'm gonna try again, but this can't obviously be a react video because it would be fake. I have already reacted. So the point is, let's talk about the main things that I really found pretty interesting during the process. Thing number one is no mention of any kind of Mario game. Yes, Mario Maker 2, super excited for it, especially because it's got a story mode. Frankly, if it didn't have a story mode, I don't know that I would be playing it that much, because I certainly don't have time to be sitting around building Mario levels lately. I've got 500,000 other things that I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to write several books. I mean, that's a whole other video for another thing, is I'm trying to become a published author. I've written 3 books, and so far one agent has said, hey, I think I want to read this whole thing. We'll see how that goes. In any case, the point is, and also I'm recording music. I have an album coming out soon. It's not anything too exciting. It's on my own indie label. But in any case, moving all that stuff aside, I don't have time to make Mario levels. Mario Maker 2, pretty cool. I don't know if I'm buying it. We'll see. And then Link's Awakening, holy crap, who would have ever thought that they would make a thing where you can design your own dungeons, although it looks like you can't. It looks like he provides you with a framework, and then you have to fit the blocks within that framework, which is fine, whatever. Seems pretty cool, though. Dampe's turning up in Koholint Island, that's bizarre. I really love the art style. The graphics for Link's Awakening are just perfect. They're like the ones for A Link Between Worlds, but something more magical about them. They look like claymation. It looks like claymation Zelda brought to life. Then we have, of course, the Spyro trilogy, which, of course, that was inevitably going to come, and I'm so freaking excited that it finally did come, because, yes, we need that on the Switch, and I cannot wait to play it. I know most of you don't care about Spyro, especially these older games. I love Spyro. I love Spyro. I always wished that it had been a Nintendo 64 series and not a PlayStation series. It's just so good. And then, what else? Cadence of Hyrule? I hate to say it, but what they really need to do is, for people like me who are on the fence about it, they need to provide a demo. Just one demo, just to give us a feel for how the gameplay works. Because looking at it, it's like, it's so beautiful, the pixelated graphics are perfect, but what is this? Like, how do you play this? I get that it's a rhythm game. I have never been too interested in rhythm games, but it's a Zelda game, rhythm game. I don't know, guys. I want to play it, but if I cannot even play a demo to get a feel for it, there's a 0% chance that I'm buying it. If they provide a demo, then I will definitely play the demo, and let's be real, I will play the demo and I will get hooked, so come on, whoever is the maker of this game, just put out a freaking demo. Get me hooked, and then I'll buy the game. What else? Dragon Quest XI looks amazing, but that's another thing like the Spyro trilogy where it's like, yeah, well, this was inevitable, and I'm glad that it's finally coming, but jeez Louise, why did it have to take so long? Dragon Quest XI has already been, same thing with Witcher 3. Finally I get a chance to play Witcher 3, which I have not played because I've been waiting for it to come to Switch, if ever, and now I finally have a chance, but it's like, wasn't that like 5 years ago that game came out, or something crazy like that, like 3 or 4 years ago? It's just like, I'm glad that we finally get the opportunity, so I'm thankful for that, but I would have liked it 3 or 4 years ago. I just don't understand why we have to wait for things like this, because it kills my thing. Now, the other thing is Ni no Kuni. I am so excited that's coming to Switch. That game is beautiful, but the thing is, I had to buy a PlayStation 3 and then buy that game for the PlayStation 3, so now I've already got it on a console I don't particularly love. I would have loved to have played that on the Switch. a year or two ago. Why is it only just now coming out for the Switch? Again, I'm thankful. I'm glad it is. So many other people are going to get a chance to play it. It's a beautiful game. The presentation is great. The gameplay is great. The music is amazing. It's by Hisashi Joe, or Joe Hisashi, however you prefer to say his name. It's Studio Ghibli. Ghibli, I don't know. It's perfect. It's a beautiful, perfect game, but I'm already played half of it on the Switch. In fact, I was playing it, and then Octopath Traveler came out, and I was like, sorry, Ni no Kuni, I'm putting you aside, I'm now playing Octopath Traveler. And then I finished Octopath Traveler, and then Ys 8 came out, and then I never got around to going back to Ni no Kuni, so I guess now I have the opportunity to spend another $60 on a game I already have. And in any case, so it's beautiful, and I'm glad it's coming to Switch. I didn't see that coming, frankly. And then that reminded me of something else. Oh, Trials of Mana. Now here is the bizarre thing about Trials of Mana. Trials of Mana is a remake of what should have been called Secret of Mana 2. It should have come out for the Super Nintendo. It never came out over here. It only came out in Japan as Seiken Densetsu 3. And of course you've maybe seen myself and two of my friends play it on this very channel as a Let's Play. And it's a great game. I love it. And then it came out as part of the Mana collection over in Japan, but it didn't seem like we were ever going to get that because they never officially localized this game. It never came out over here. Well, now they have finally localized it. It's coming out in the Mana collection over here in the US, so yay, that's awesome. And now they're doing a complete HD remake. It's just weird to me that the Japanese audience isn't going to see how strange this is, but for us over here in the west side of the world, we never had access to this game officially, and now it's coming out twice. It's coming out both in its original 16-bit version and in this glorious, beautiful, perfect-looking remake. It looks awesome, but they're coming out at basically the same time, and it's like, we've never had a chance to play this, and now we will be able to play the original and the remake at the same time. It's just weird. It's very strange timing. Of course, it's already been out over there in Japan forever, so it's no big deal to them. But I want to play both of them, and the fact that it's being released, the Mana Collection is being released tonight, then I was in another quandary where I was like, do I download the Mana Collection, which frankly I don't need because I already have Secret of Mana on my Super Nintendo classic thingamajig, and also the original cartridge I think I still have around here somewhere for the Super Nintendo. And then I've also already got Final Fantasy Adventure, and I don't have an official version of Seiken Densetsu 3, but I've played it, so I have access to it, if you know what I mean. So do I buy that? Why? Why do I buy that? Because I can just wait for the remake to come out and then play that with people, and that would be so much fun. Because I've really been wanting to play this particular game with my partner, and I just haven't had the opportunity because, yeah, we can connect the laptop to the TV and all of that BS, or yeah, I can hack my Super NES Classic thing and then be able to play it through there, but no, that just sounds too overly complicated. I don't want to do any of that. So I'm super excited that I can just download it on my Switch right now, but why do that if I can just play the new fancy version? Well, there's a catch. The remake is only single player. What? It's a 3-player game. Well, strangely enough, unlike Secret of Mana, it's actually only a 2-player game, even though there are 3 characters. I don't know why. That's a whole other thing. But it's being remade as just a single-player game with battle graphic, what am I trying to say? Gameplay battle style, more like the recent Ys games, which is very strange, where you've got this party of 3 that you control like on the fly. You just switch between those 3 characters. That's a cool idea, but Ys is already doing it, and it's, I think, their idea. So it's strange that Mana is copying Ys, which probably was originally copying Mana, which copied Zelda. It's just a whole thing. But in any case, that solves my quandary. So I will go ahead and download Mana Collection now and play that version with my partner, and then I can play Trials of Mana. Trials? I don't know why they chose that name, but in any case, Trials of Mana, I'll be able to play the remake when it comes out all by myself, I guess, which is fine. It's probably for the best that way. And then what else was there? We talked about Link's Awakening, Trials of Mana, oh my gosh, Breath of the Wild sequel. So I did not see this coming. I thought what maybe at the very most what Nintendo might do is they might do a thing that they've done before where they will say like, oh, and you know, just in case you were worried, don't worry, we are working on the next Zelda game. And then that's it. Or they might like show like the Legend of Zelda logo, you know, 2020 or, you know, coming soon or in development or something like that. I was not actually expecting them to show a trailer. A trailer that, frankly, I did not understand at all. Did Zelda cut her hair? It's taking place in the exact same Hyrule landscape from Breath of the Wild, which makes chronological sense if this game takes place right after Breath of the Wild, but part of what makes Breath of the Wild the thing that I loved the most about Breath of the Wild was exploring a brand new landscape, this giant, vast landscape, exploring that, and then like going to a new part of it, finding the Sheikah Tower, opening it up with my Sheikah slate, and then moving and then exploring that area for a little bit, and then seeing, oh wow, I can see another tower over there, heading over to that tower, exploring. Like, that was the thing. And if we're retreading the exact same landscape, the thing that I loved most about that game is rendered moot. You aren't exploring anything new. You basically are just replaying the same game with new dungeons or something. I don't know. It'll be weird to see how that works. I'm sure that's not the case, but what I had thought was if they really were going to set a sequel directly after Breath of the Wild, just that whole northern continent that you can't even access, that if you go to the farthest north you can see over the ocean that there's this whole other continent, and like, or over a canyon or whatever that is. Ocean. No, there is an ocean. That's where it should take place. And then we could have a brand new landscape. We haven't been to Northern Hyrule since Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. We have not been to Northern Hyrule. There's this whole huge, massive part of Hyrule we have not been to since Zelda 2. So we gotta go there again. What else? Mana Collection, Trials of Mana, Remake, Spyro. I think that's about it. Yeah, there's, you know, I am excited for Dragon Quest XI. That looks awesome, but that's another thing where it's like, that should have come out a year ago. There's been nothing to play on the Switch since Octopath Traveler, for me. I know for most people there's been plenty to play. For me, nothing of interest since Octopath Traveler. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, this is a much shorter version of this video. What does it clock in at so far? I don't even know how to read this. 12 minutes or something? Well, obviously you're going to be confused because I will have edited it down to something like 10 or 9 or 8 minutes. But in any case, that's it for this episode. I don't know why I call them episodes. I don't know when the next video will be. If we get more details about how things like... One thing that I really wanted to know was Crystal Chronicles remake. How is that going to work? Because... if you've played the original Crystal Chronicles for the GameCube, you know that in order to play multiplayer, you had to each have your own Game Boy Advance connected to the GameCube, and because on the screen it was very limited what you could see on the Game Boy Advance. You had all these menus, intricate menus. You could combine your what were they called? I don't know, spell orb things, and create these different layers of things, and you could only do that and access your items and equip and all that stuff. You could only do on your screen on your Game Boy Advance, because you didn't want to clutter up the screen that everybody else is seeing, because it's all happening on the go. You weren't pausing the game while you're fiddling around with your screen, which was so cool. How does this work on the Switch? Because each person has like their own controller, but you can't see anything on that controller, so I don't know. I really want to know how that works, but they have not, as far as I know, explained any of that. I would really like to know that. So, in any case, if we get more details about the we will not get any more details about Breath of the Wild until next Breath of the Wild sequel until next E3. Link's Awakening, we probably will get some new stuff here and there, but nothing as groundbreaking as, by the way, you can make your own dungeons. So, I don't know when the next video will be that's Nintendo related. I might put out another video that's completely nothing Nintendo related about, you know, that album that I have coming out, and if I do get a book deal, I want to talk to people about that. Yep, so that's it for now. See you guys next time. Bye, guys.